Alright guys, I'm back. Seems that the other start of my video got cut off. I don't really feel like stitching them together, so I'll just make one. Anyway, it's been a while. I've been busy. Life's crazy. And I've been thinking about actually writing a game. I'm not going to do anything too particularly crazy, like nothing ambitious like this. And you're like, well, this game's not that ambitious. Well, it kind of is. There's a lot that goes into it, especially these maps are not entirely procedurally generated, which means somebody had to design them. And that takes time, especially when you consider that they have to allow for the fact that you can drive really far on them if you have the right combination of vehicles. And you want to make them so that, you know, some vehicles are better at the map than others, because it's really easy to just make all the maps the same. And then there's always going to be one vehicle that's just better than the others. And as far as I know, like, objectively, the best vehicle in the game is the Super Off-Road, but yeah, I do okay with it. I need to practice with it more. I wish that back fin wouldn't snap off quite so easily. It picks the worst times. But I use it for the daily thing often enough. So right now I just need to get 3600, I think, to get the achievement, which is no big deal. I still haven't found that stupid secret room. I don't think I've gotten far enough in the game to get to it yet. Pretty sure I've said that in my other videos. No! That's alright. Pretty sure I got my thing. Yummy. 3 idols in 1 run. If I'm gonna do idle run, I'm gonna use big finger. That 500,000 coins with the quad bike, and yeah, that's dang near impossible. I think the best I did, even with a double coin modifier, was like 250, like half of what I needed. This stage really is fun. I still haven't managed to become king of the jungle. Maybe I'll do that this time. Who knows? Smash. Keep your mouth shut, stupid alligator crocodile thingy. So lately, my attention has been stolen by a web comic. Not sure how many of you are familiar with Tower of God. It's so good. I really do enjoy it.
Joe!
What?
Coming back to bed?
No. In a minute.
Are you gonna chit-chat all night?
You make it sound like I do this every night. I mean, it's not like I make long videos. I only do 10-minute videos. I'm getting ready to go to Fan X. It's $50 a ticket, though. That's ouch. But it's gonna be fun. My daughter wants me to take her because she's a big nerd for a show called Miraculous Ladybug. And she wants to go browse all of the merch they'll have for that. Because of course they'll have merch for that. They have merch for every fandom. I should know. I have actually been staff at many conventions in my day. Well, okay, not many, but more than 3. And that's more than most people can say. Most of them were pony conventions, though. I was really big into the My Little Pony fandom for a long time. I still have a fondness for the subject matter. And for the people. Especially the people. I just don't have the time to really get into online roleplay again like I was at the time. It was a very fun chapter of my life. I'd like to get back to, but I just don't have the time for it. Cruds. Landed on the snake. Okay. Well, that could have been worse. Skills. The one thing I don't miss about it, though, is that it did get controversial sometimes, because a good chunk of the fandom believes controversial things. You can't even talk about them these days without getting crucified on social media about it. It's nice to have friends, though, of very many different viewpoints. And I do appreciate my friends with different viewpoints from myself. Oh, whoops, that was bad timing. Because no one person is expected to know everything or see everything from the same perspective as everybody else. You can only see things from one perspective, so to be a well-rounded human, you've got to see things from many perspectives, which is why I really enjoy my friends. The problem is, once you've told people what your opinion is on certain things, that's pretty much guaranteed they'll jump ship, depending on what your view is. Some people are not, they don't have the mental fortitude, I should say, I believe is correct, to entertain other opinions and ideas without becoming I'm not as good at articulating these things as like Jordan B. Peterson, for example. He did a recent video where he talked about some controversial topics, and the way he approached it was saying that like 2-year-olds are essentially loners. They'll play with themselves, they'll play their own games, and as long as you play their games with them, they're happy, but they won't create a shared universe with another kid like a 3-year-old might do. Whereas, so like with a 3-year-old, you put them in two 3-year-olds in the same room, and one will say, "Well, we're now a grocery store, and you're the clerk, and I'm the guy who collects the money," and they'll play together like that. Whereas 2-year-olds, no, they don't create shared universes. They only their selves and their idea is the center of the universe, and it's the only one that matters. And why that's important to understand about 2-year-olds is that you then combine this with the idea that when a person suffers a mental or emotional trauma, they stop developing mentally. They lock themselves into a certain mental model, and development comes slow, if it comes at all, for that person after that point. So the end result of those two things combined is then you end up with these people who are fully grown adults that have experienced emotional traumas as kids, that have never learned how to mature emotionally past that 2-year-old I'm the center of the universe stage, and my truth is the only truth that matters, and I can't be in a shared universe with everybody else because your ideas are dangerous to my own. How dare you infiltrate my universe with your ideas? So they're allowed to say that the science doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is my opinion of who I am and what I am. And they call that living their truth. But that's a fundamentally narcissistic and 2-year-old-ish mindset. And it reveals that anybody who's holding it has probably suffered from some kind of emotional trauma. The deep things to think about. It's probably not true in all cases. I guarantee it's not true in all cases, but it's just a very good thing to think about. Anyway. I'll probably get this later. Have a good night, guys. Be safe.